I probably should have kept that restream tab open. Right. Hello, people. Stream is in fact live. How fantastic is that? Where's chat for restream? Where's that, bruv? Alright, YouTube chat is gonna get neglected today. Welcome to the stream, guys. We're racing at Spa, one of the most famous prehistoric tracks on the Formula 1 calendar, and the DRL Racing League is racing there. I know, very fancy. I wouldn't blame you. Compared to last week, we're gonna have a great stream. I promise I won't do you guys badly. We've got the quality going on, as I believe we had some. Tomorrow's race is cancelled, so this is all you're gonna get for this weekend. I know, a bit of excitement before having to watch the Spa race, so I'm just making it better for you guys, you know. And as we say that, my game starts lagging. So, my bad, guys. I'm underprepared. I fell asleep and I woke up like 2 minutes ago. So, you know what I'm saying, bruv. Anyway, here we see Sarafala, a very famous driver in our league at least, for getting being unable to stay on the track, bro. We don't know why, but he just really loves just not staying on track. So we're probably gonna see quite a lot from him today as he comes around the corner. This very famous hairpin, and coming around for his first flying lap. Today we have a couple reserves from Tier B. See if they can prove themselves up in the Big Boy League. And our current championship leader, Arian, who's out on his outlap, getting a feel for the surface. Saad Al-Fala comes up Eau Rouge. And I believe a fast time around here, in quality at least, is going to be in the high mid 42s probably. As that is a yellow sector right there from what I have just seen. Absolute shambles, guys. Come on. As everybody is currently out. Max coming through this very quick session. You can gain a lot of time because you can carry a lot of speed to that corner. So you get a bit of oversteer there, which is fucked up his exit a little bit. And as Sad comes out, he keeps it nice and clean. Turns in, carries the speed through, clips the first apex, clips the second apex, just about a little bit wide, I'd say. But it doesn't really matter in these Formula 1 cars with incredibly high downforce. And I don't know, I find this track is you can gain or lose a lot of time, and I think it's all based on them curbs. As Sad comes into the penultimate straight, heading down this very, very, very long section where we pretty much the last bit of the track before coming up to the hairpin. Let's see what time he can get. Who is that who's spun there? Who is that, bruv? As Newman has invalidated his lap. Zerotics with a 142.8. Again, close to that. And that is the benchmark for today's session as Counterfeit. Obviously had some kind of accident on his lap. And he's in the 145. Sad also not having a fantastic lap. Getting stuck in the 145s. Finlucky putting himself with putting him in a provisional third place with a 43.9. And Count Muttley, who has been practicing but was contemplating watching the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, places himself into P2 just behind Zerotics. So currently people seem to be struggling to get adjusted to this track. I guess the hype of the real Monaco getting on people's mind. Whereas how we look at Sam as he gets seemingly a toe from his teammate Vixel as he comes into the final chicane. Really struggles to get the steering knock on to get around that final corner. Let's see what he can do. As he puts in P8 with a 146. It seems Jesse was the one who spun earlier on the medium compound tyres at 157.9. I presume he is going out for another lap here, trying to get a banker lap on these tyres. As Sad stays well out of the way. He might not be able to keep on track, but he can definitely be spatially aware. As Thomas Vink, probably our fastest driver at the moment, with a 142.7. As you see that Haas spinning in the background. He's just enjoying himself. Could be resent. Exactly, bruv. Exactly. Zerotics here showing his mark. Anyway, let's have a look at Newman, who he did invalidate his last lap. Has had a lot of computer issues recently, and is currently just crossing his fingers that the AI, his computer will last long enough for him to get to the end of the race. So let's see if he can at least help himself a little bit here by getting himself up high and qualifying as Stan retires. Not where it's at, bruv. He's happy with his time and being in 10th place as Newman comes across the line. I believe this isn't a hot lap. I believe he's going to go for a lap next. Yeah, here he goes. I don't think that was his lap. I think he might be going again. 143, which does put him in 3rd place. Best of the rest. But I don't feel like that was really the lap time that he'd want to be looking at. So he's definitely going to have to go for another lap here. Just getting really, really unlucky. As here we see Aryan boy. Or Aryan. I don't know why I read his name out loud. My fellow co-host on the Out Loud podcast. If you haven't watched, you should definitely watch. A new episode coming out tonight. To cover a little bit of the Spanish Grand Prix and just some bro stuff. And then in the next week or so, we're getting a very special podcast with a very special guest. As Aryan boy leaves the session midway through. Absolutely shambles for him. Anyway, here we are on board of Jesse, who manages to get himself up in 6th place on their medium compound tyres, proving that people are really struggling to get to grips with this circuit. As you see in the bottom right hand corner, Aryan does come back online, so we will be having his return. Let's have a look at the McLarens. We've not seen much from them. Here's Landon, pushing nice and hard, riding them curbs quite aggressively. Obviously, a lot of confidence he touching them curbs. Definitely doesn't use as much track as he could be. We're trying to make up for it. Definitely isn't using the most track speed, so I presume this is an outlap. The game doesn't actually tell me, but he's got a decent line going on, just not enough confidence at the moment. So he puts his tyres a little bit on the grass as he comes to poo on that curb. I wouldn't be on that curb. It's a bit of a dangerous curb. So I presume this is that lap, and he's gonna go for a lap in a sec. If not, if this is his lap, I think it's going to be a difficult weekend for McLaren. And here we see Niels, who is on his out lap. We know that for a fact. He's just having a jolly old time. He's feeling up the curbs. Looking for some fun. As here he comes down the final straight up to the chicane. Getting ready to start a lap. Can McLaren get themselves up into the top 10 today? That's a good question. And we need to know, as you see him get ready for his lap here. What can he do? Can he put on a show? Maximizing the track. Guys, you got to maximize the track, bruv. What you saying? Anyway, here comes Landon with a 148.6. I'm not sure. I presume he's going for another lap now. But Niels invalidated before, very close to the start of his lap. So he's not going to be doing much. Welcome. Mute. Hello. What's going on, bruv? I hope we're doing well. As Niels takes the scenic route of Rouge. Honestly, if I was him, I would have gone straight across and flew. That's where it's at. Anyway, let's have a look at let's see what Luka dude's doing. He spun. That's not the right direction. As there we see in the coming past the Alfa Romeo of Thomas Vink, who is on his out lap, getting ready to go on another lap to solidify himself on pole. Yeah, Thomas Vink needs to get his shit into gear as he's had a little bit of an oopsie daisies there. Not where it's at, bro. Airport Wi-Fi is shit. Oh, that sucks. Bro, just get better Wi-Fi. What are you saying? Man, I know the feeling. I'm gonna be going to Spain, and I'm nervous because what if someone shanks me up and I can't post it on Instagram? Wow. Anyway, here we see Zerotics on his out lap, feeling up the track, of finding the line for him as he needs to make a mark for the group, the Tier B, represent Tier B, show that we are the more talented tier. As he's feeling his way around the car, getting the tyres warmed up, and getting himself prepped for his lap to mount a charge on the current current provisional pole man, Thomas Vink. So, if he can survive, which he often does, he can be a bit of a threat. Currently winning the last 2 races, I believe. Anyway, Count Muttley gets across the line, putting himself into P3 just behind Zerotics, getting a purple 3rd sector there. So quite a performance him. Quite an improvement. That's nearly a 2nd improvement from his last lap. Just behind him in the standings is Newman, who I believe has just come out. Currently just chilling in the pits, having a jolly old time. As we see Zerotics come over the line for his 2nd flying lap. Thomas Vink retires. It seems that he's crashed just on the exit of Sector 2 there. He's had a bit of an oopsie as we see Zerotics come out of Rouge. I want to see what's happened to Zerotics there. Wow. That's an interesting mishap from him. I didn't see it because this game doesn't allow you to go on the onboard. But that's also I believe I've just seen an Aston Martin spin. I mean, that was Cortez. Let's get back on board on Zerotics, the important shit. As he takes a nice down to there, gets nice on the power, nice and early. Chucks the car over the curb. And takes his nice line. Gets it a bit of wobble. I thought he was going to look to get on that green strip on the right. But no, he wobbles on the exit. Might lose a bit of time. A little bit slow through. Pouillon nearly lost it on the curb of death, of doom, you may say. I guess his braking zone right. Absolutely chucks it in. He's looking like maybe not one of his fastest laps, but definitely a decently fast one there, as he just seems to have dipped his toes in track limits. And that is an invalidation for Zerotics. But don't worry, Zerotics. The current provisional pole is dead. It's official. So you are free to, go for another lap. You'll be fine, bruv. Wait, is anyone else? Arian, with a disconnect in the middle of his lap, is now back in gear. As he comes down the Kemmel Straight, as he sees an AlphaTauri just relaxing. I believe that is Newman. As Newman gets out of the way very late, but he does get out of the way. As Arian rides that curb quite aggressively there and unsettles the car. A 10 out of 10 physics right there, guys. And here we go. He absolutely chucks it in very, very deep. But gets in the power. Nice. Gets out really wide on the right there. But carries the power through, which a lot of people really struggle to do. Keeps it clean on the exit. Seeing a lot of people losing their ear in there. Let's see how he can do through Pouillon, riding that curb, which I'd normally avoid. But he's done a good job there. Clipped both apexes nicely. Keeping it nice and clean. As he seems to be looking for a nice, clean, solid lap here. And that is what he seems to be doing here. As he comes into Sector 3 and the final sector of the track. Mostly straight, but that is a purple 2nd sector. Championship year, despite having much slower pace than Thomas Vink, is determined to win the championship. I mean, it's not like he even wins any money either. But for his dignity, But that is a Haas who has spun up ahead. The Haas of Dopey. I apologise. As Newman has left the session. Presumably his PC's died. Anyway, here comes Aaron across the line. And obviously his 1st and 3rd sector was not that quick. Only putting himself into P5 just behind Newman. Which is very unlucky for our current championship leader. I'm sorry I have not got much energy. I was asleep and I forgot to get my pre-stream coffee. Maybe I'll find the break after between qualifying and race to leave you guys and get some coffee, which is needed, Right, yo, what's going on, Focuser? How you doing, bruv? Cool news. Thomas Vink absolutely binned it at the end of Sector 2, so he has retired, which gives all these other drivers a chance to get ahead of him, as he is unable to improve his time at the moment. Zerotics representing Group B. Going out again, looking to beat that time, keep it in track limits, and represent us. Represent us as the better tier. So he's in looking quick all day, and he has the motivation. He's determined to show what he's really made of. So let's see what he can do here. He's feeling his car away, wiggling up and down. He's having a jolly old time. I'm good. Shame I didn't race them. I know I'm quite pissed off because I've just been my last two. I've done a terrible job over these last two races. So I was hoping to like gain some points and faded. But obviously, it's not meant to be. So I either have to just get really good at the game all of a sudden, or just tough shit. Anyway, I was busiest tomorrow anyway, so oh well. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but a lot of people are struggling for pace. I mean, we see this massive gap here where it goes from a 143 just all the way down to a 145. I mean, I would have thought everybody should solidly be in the 144s. So let's see if people can get their shit into gear as we come into the final closing stages of qualifying. Jurassic here, looking very determined to get his ass in front of his, well, I wouldn't say rival, but current provisional pole leader, Thomas Vink, as he gets himself all set up. And here he goes for his lap. We're going to stay on the onboard for him because he is the man to beat at the moment, as he's probably the quickest driver on track who's still on track. But here he goes. Has a bit of a snap there, but look, keeps it in control. And keeps the car clean. Here he comes up over Rouge and up into Radion. I'm not sure there's anything special there. There are Formula 1 cars. They can do it flat out. Pretty cool, I know. Here he comes down the Kemmel Straight in the DRS zone. Bam looking good as always. What a guy. Built different. Ahead of the rest. Anyway, here comes Zerotics through this really vital section here. Can really gain you a lot of time. Anyway, keeps the car clean. And I'd say he's done quite a nice job there. As the Count Muttley puts it on pole position with a 42.666. What a guy. Now Zerotic has a bit more of a challenge on his hand. Now he has to gain an extra 2 tenths rather than the half a tenth they had to do before. He's got to keep it clean and gain a lot of time as here he comes down through Pouillon. And currently looking pretty solid so far. Let's see what he can put together. As this is going to be his final opportunity. That's where he invalidated before, so he has gone further than any man has gone before. As he comes up into the final straight, all he has to do now is chicane, and he's nailed sectors 2 here. So if he can just keep somehow not bin it on the straight, and then get a really nice final chicane, this could be a pole-worthy lap. Let's see what he can do here. As he comes into the braking zone, he's about to come across the line, come to the chicane, keeps it nice and tidy, gets a good exit. Rear end does stay in shape. Here he comes across the line. Is that going to get him on pole? And he does not improve, solidifying himself in P3. Count Muttley looking like a pole sitter for today's race. What a fantastic guy. Really been putting on the practice recently. Determined to improve, and he's showing it over these last couple of weekends. Really shining in qualifying. I mean, you see him improve. I mean, he comes into qualifying the pretty average time, and then you see his lap time improve, and then but before you know it, he's putting an absolute banger of a lap. So what a guy. Zerotics does get dropped down by Newman, who puts himself up into P2, and Zerotics now officially in P4. I don't think anyone else can really improve here unless Sad anti-invalidates himself and installs rocket boosters. That does look like the end of qualifying, unless Jesse's got anything in his sleeve here, as he is coming to... no, he's lifted off. That is the end of qualifying. All drivers finished with their laps. Kamali P1, Newman P2, Thomas Fink P3, Zerotics P4, Luca Dude P5, Kyan P6, Finn Lucky P7, Arian P8, Jesse P9, and alongside him is the big Jason. Anyway, before we start the race, I'm going to go for go get a cup of coffee. And yeah, that's it. I'm going to get a cup of coffee. Coffee and whiz, because I need the toilet as well. I'll be back momentarily, my friends. Okay, I'm gonna go be quick. Oh my goodness, do me. I'm back, guys. Oh, that's one light. Oh, two light. Three light. Four light. And away we go for the formation lap. So I panicked you guys there. I'm out of breath. That's a lot of running, bruv. Well done, Kamali. I'm proud of you. Coffee, guys. You don't understand how good this stream's going to be now. I've got coffee. He is washed. Back down in P8. Championship leader here. A lot of points can be gained on him if he stays down in P8. But we have seen Arian often qualify down quite low. So this does not mean he won't find himself up there in them high point positions. So let's see what he can do here today and see if Thomas Fink can push himself up into pole position. Because if he wins this race, he can get the championship. Show tyres will do, my homie. Detail. Tyres. Jesse on the medium compound tyres. Doper in the mediums. Max and Bam. Let's see what especially Doper and Jesse can do in the mediums. I mean, Jesse up in P9, so he can make much better use of the mediums. I presume Doper looking to come from the very back of the grid and get himself up there. We'll see what he can do. We'll stay on leader interval for the time being. We'll move in a little bit. Alright, here's Count Muttley for his first pole position in DRL. What a guy. Looking to get him up there. Anyway, the pit strategy is soft medium and soft hard. Not only 22 laps in this race. It's such a long lap around the circuit. I forgot to mix my coffee. It's just coffee all in one spot. Oh no. I rushed it. It's not very good coffee, guys. Oh no. I've messed up my coffee, bruv. Oh no. Chat, we should all be so sad. You guys should be sad for me. I don't have a spoon to mix it with either. I can't mix it with a fucking screwdriver. Oh well. Anyway, here's Count Muttley lining up on the grid in pole position. First time for everything. Zerotic seemingly slowing down the grid as usual. Very well known for really wanting to make sure his tyres are warm enough. I'm literally eating pure coffee beans. I didn't mix the coffee beans at all. Anyway, let's get that shit off our screen. Detail. We'll have a look through the detail a little bit later on. Anyway, for the time being, we're going to leave that just empty for the time being, as all the drivers are now lining up on the grid. Anyway, we are ready for our race start, which is very, very exciting. Let's see how this goes. Anyway, here we go. Come on, ta-da! Here we go. 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, 5 light, and their tyres now going really quickly. They release their clutches, and away they go for the Spa Grand Prix. As we see Count Muttley get a fantastic start, quite a crap start there. Apologies. Newman immediately in P1. Thomas Fink going around the outside, and Count Muttley is spun there. Immediately off the start, I see an Alpine and Alfa Romeo going wide, and these two are looking like they're about to go side by side into Eau Rouge. But Newman does submit. Arian up into P4 already right off that start. Zerotics managing to get up into P5. Finn Lucky right in his tail, but Zerotics is gaining on Arian boy. This could look like it might be going through wide, but Arian has cut the corner supposedly and got a 5-second penalty. Well, Count Muttley did spin off the start. Kyan is in 3rd place, but these two at the front are on a charge right now. Thomas Fink trying his very best to escape from Newman here, who's looking absolutely rapid today. Has the Italian determination to get himself up ahead. But Thomas Fink is immediately asserting his dominance and getting a gap. Anyway, these three, Thomas Fink, Finn Lucky, Jesse are very close, but that is a penalty, 3-second time penalty for Newman. Seems awfully early as we are hardly through the first lap. I'm not even in Sector 3 yet. Anyway, let's see how Count Muttley's doing. After he lessons there, as we see Stan with no wing, have a little bit battle with Sadar Falla there. Do we know if Yeah, he definitely has wing damage there on the front right on the front right part of the wing. That is going to have to be a pit for Count Muttley here. Very, very unlucky. Counterfeit. Let's see how he's doing. He has the big Jason right behind. Let's see what he can do here. As Jesse is having a battle with Finn Lucky here. Coming into the final chicane. Jesse gets much better traction there, putting himself up into P6. Zerotics, let's have a look at, and here comes Finn Lucky coming back. Jesse here, but Jesse manages to keep it ahead as seems Finn Lucky is a little bit too deep there. Anyway, here they come up Eau Rouge, up to the Campbell Straight. Just ahead of them are Arian and Zerotics, who also seem to having a little bit of joy of themselves here. And here we go, Jesse. Side by side with Finn Lucky, who just has better traction. He's on the soft compound tyre, can carry more speed up Eau Rouge. Finn Lucky decides to leave where it is and see if he can make the move and Finn Lucky later on. I mean, it is so early in the race, it's not worth risking your life at the moment. You may as well just keep it clean and look for the look forwards. I mean, as they say, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Or something like that. I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it does seem Jesse is struggling to keep up with Finn Lucky now. I presume because of the tyre compound difference. But if he can just stay near Finn Lucky, his tyres are going to last. Finn Lucky's tyres will drop off in the coming laps. I believe the tyre box window is around lap 7 to lap 10. Anyway, Jesse is much quicker at going in the corner entries here, so he might end up building on Finn Lucky soon enough. Here we go. Look at the leaders. Thomas Fink already 2 seconds ahead. Newman unable to keep up here today. And this has made for quite a nice race for Kyan here. As Zerotic has a bit of a look down the inside of Arian. But he's right at his tail now as he come across the start and finish straight for now the second time. To see if Zerotic can make the move here. Determined to make his mark as he had quite a decent qualifier and look at a very good chance for pole, and unfortunately just couldn't put the lap time in, as that is a Ferrari of Stan, I believe, who spun there. Anyway, Zerotics was faster through Rouge and Madion there, but Arian has DRS from Kyan ahead. Anyway, Zerotics is in fact gaining. Can he make the move here? Arian goes defensive. Can Zerotics go the long way round? But Arian covers it off beautifully here as Zerotics gets a purple first sector. Just behind them, Jesse still determined to catch Finn Lucky ahead, which is a compound difference. It's going to be really, really difficult for Jesse here. All he has to do is just try and make as much time as he can on these medium compound tyres and wait later on for the move. Anyway, Kyan still having a nice, easy life. If we come down into Puyon, Zerotics and Arian are slowly moving towards Kyan, so Kyan has to get a bit of a move on as he still has the has no one to fight with. But Arian is gaining very, very quickly, and just behind him is a very, very angry German of Zerotics. He has something to prove, therefore he will prove it. So better be careful. Anyway, that seems like a big tumble there as Jesse seems to have lost it. This allows Big Jason to get past and possibly Vixel, who is having a look up the inside. And yeah, Jesse has got a broken wing there, dropping down to P9. In the background, Finn Lucky and Cortez having a bit of battle. I've seen that both of them have tangled. Anyway, Jesse is definitely going to pit here. Let's see if Finn Lucky is damaged as well. Finn Lucky's car does look alright, so he will be able to keep going. But Cortez is right on his tail. And there he goes, Jesse coming into box, presumably for mediums or for hards, sorry. Probably able to take these to the end of the race. No, he's pitting for another set of mediums. Going to presumably pit again later on in the race. Let's keep an eye on Zerotics and Arian, since Finn Lucky and Jesse are no longer going to be battling. And here we go, Zerotic. He's going to try again. Once again, has insane speed, but pulls out of the toe, which losing him a bit of speed there. Isn't able to make any kind of move there. Anyway, I believe that is Max, who was spun going up Eau Rouge. As Bam, his teammate, goes right past. Anyway, Count Muttley on a bit of a charge here, quite a far back. Does put the fastest lap tyre on his nice, fresh compound tyres after spinning right off the start. But having a fantastic qualifying session and proving his pace. So let's see if he can come back at later stages, possibly utilising a safety car. As Vixel loses a position to Luca and Cortez. Anyway, Counterfeit now having a really quiet race. Massive gap ahead of him and a massive gap behind him, as the big Jason manages to keep a nice gap to Finn Lucky, who tangled with Jesse just a lap or so ago. Anyway, back on the onboard of Zerotics, who is still gaining on Arian again. I mean, what Zerotics want here is for Cayenne to make a bit of a gap here, which will allow Arian to not have any DRS. But Zerotics still gains. Arian takes the inside line. Moves out to the racing line as he is allowed. They have touched a little bit there. Zerotics right next to his rear wheel. Can he get better traction out this corner and possibly make a move? But with Arian's DRS, it's going to be incredibly hard, as he is still gaining right on his tail. Has a look down the inside, but he really can't make it stick here. Newman seems to have a bit of a wobble here, as Cayenne is right on his tail. Zerotics takes the Kimi Raikkonen line, which loses him a bit of time to Arian. Let's see if he can utilise some of his ERS here to make the move down the straight. But Newman is trying to defend from Cayenne, who is right behind. Looks down the inside, and there really is nothing Newman can do here. But he does get a fantastic... still keeps it around the outside. Much later in the brakes. Manages to solidify himself into P2. Zerotics, unfortunately, with that little bit of a mistake coming into the first corner, isn't able to make a move on Arian this lap either. It's going to be a long race from these two. And Zerotics gets himself a time penalty. This means technically he is 2 seconds ahead of Arian, but he's got to be careful with track limits here. There's no point pushing. As I said before, some stupid quote about it, it's long. This race is 22 laps. You've got plenty of time. Just take it easy and enjoy yourself. Anyway, looking further back, the two Aston Martins still seem to be working at peace. Just keeping their heads down and keeping it nice and safe. Let's go have a look at Count Muttley, who spun earlier on the lap. He's just having a good time. It's more of a hot lap session for him, really. As Vixel spins, and that is a broken wing for him. As the William, everyone's shooting past him now. Broken wing, gonna have to pit as Zerotics gets another penalty. Once again, right on Arian's tail, as he was just a lap prior. Looking to make the move. Fortunately, Arian's so quick out of them corner exits, immediately on the DRS. Already making a gap. Govey. You see the first couple of drivers coming into pit here. Finn Lucky pitting. Along with Lukadude and Niels. And Dopey continues on his medium compound tyres. Anyway, it's a very lonely race, Thomas Fink today. Not really. It seems like a pretty solid race. I'm not going to say it, but not going to jinx anything. But it seems like the race is in the bag for him. All he has to do is keep it clean on track and put in some decent pace. Anyway, Cayenne closing up to Newman, who is struggling today, I must say. Quite surprising. He seemed quite determined to do a good job here. As Yellow Sector is, it seems Sad Alfala already off to quite a shocking race, nearly getting lapped on lap 6 as he spins just after Puyon, I believe. Anyway, here's Arian. Has now built himself quite a large gap to Zerotics, who has completely dropped off. Made quite a few mistakes there. And got quite a few penalties. Must have kind of affected him mentally, you know. So it's going to be a difficult race for Zerotics here on out if we can't gain back this fantastic pace he started the race off with. Anyway, looking at Cayenne, currently one of the only drivers in the top 5 along with Thomas Fink without penalties. Looking to get himself ahead of Newman. As Newman has no DRS, this should be quite an easy overtake for Cayenne if he can just close up. See how he can do it to find at the lap. But the McLaren of Landon has spun there. He manages to keep his wing intact, I believe. Just ahead of his teammate. And P14. And here's Count Muttley. Looking to make the move in Niels. Now up into P16. Let's see what Count Muttley can do here. As Niels is on the fresher compound tyre, I believe. Here he goes down the straight in the toe. As Newman manages to keep ahead of Cayenne again. But they are side by side. Newman lets Cayenne pass. As we all know, going up Eau Rouge side by side, it's not as easy as Mark Webber makes it seem. It is an incredibly difficult overtake to stick. Anyway, here's Newman with the DRS on the straight here, which I believe he must have foreseen. Arian just letting the battle happen, Gaining time as Cayenne tries to make the move around the outside, but Newman just gives no space at all. And Cayenne is completely spinning around there. Very unlucky for him. Fantastic battle, but just not enough space there. I really feel like Newman could have attempted to leave a little bit more space there, but that is unlucky for the Mercedes driver. Could have possibly been worth backing out there when he realised he was getting pushed out of road. Anyway, here's Arian now up into P3 with a fantastic start, putting himself into P4. At the start, only qualifying down in P8. Our championship leader determined to get as much of a recovery as he can and getting as many points in the bag as possible. Getting ahead of Newman would be ideal since he has quite a few second penalty at the moment. And that also just put Counterfeit up into P4. If he can keep this clean and keep it facing the right way, this could be quite a good opportunity for our good friend here. It really is going to. I really do see this as being quite a silent race for him, as Cayenne is down behind him in P5, quite a few seconds behind, and even him, he has quite a large gap to Cortez behind. Dopey on the medium compound tyre. Going long on this tyre, has done a fantastic job so far at getting up the order. If he can keep the car clean, they're sliding through the chicane like it's Tokyo Drift. Looking down for content, we're going to go say hello to the big Jason. What is he up to? Anyway, he sees Finn Lucky ahead, who did collide with Jesse earlier on, but they are both up. Looking at the points, Finn Lucky on the hard compound tyre, probably not the tyre of choice, but he's confident with it, and he's going to look to take these to the end of the race. Just behind him is Jesse on the medium compound tyre, again in purple sector. Probably quite a frustration. Shane Muttley overtakes soon. Oh, here we go. Muttley right on the tail of Niels, coming up into Eau Rouge. Can he make the move down the Camel Straight as Niels doesn't have any DRS? This should be a completely easy overtake for Count Muttley as they come up Eau Rouge. Over Radion, over the crest, and here we see the two. Can Count Muttley make the move here? He looks to the outside. Niels goes defensive. Can Count Muttley make the move stick as he is ahead? But can Niels do anything about it? No, he can't, as Count Muttley moves himself up into P14. Let's see if he can continue his recovery drive today, as the our original pole sitter, unfortunately having a shocking start. Sees Bum ahead and will be shortly getting past him. But after that, he's got quite a while to go until he meets another car. Anyway, let's go back up to the timing, to the very top of the grid. Oh, that's a yellow flag there for... Who is that I'm seeing there? Is that Max? Oh no, that's the big Jason who spun there. He's in the wall. No wing. I believe we saw an incident like this between... Was it in... that's the McLaren copying the exact same thing. Niels literally bouncing off the wall and leaving his wing behind. Anyway, Newman, Arian and Cayenne come into pit as the safety car is coming out, as there is a lot of debris out on the track. Let's see how this changes up the grid order with the strategy and that sort of thing, as some are on their final tyres that they're taking to the end of the race. Let's see how this messes that sort of thing up as Counterfeit goes on. Thomas Fink out on the medium compound tyres. I mean, it's going to be a difficult race. What can Counterfeit do here? If he pits, he's going to tumble right down the order. This is not the situation he would like to be in. Anyway, this has worked quite well for Zerotics now. Here is back ahead of everybody. I'm not sure if this was his final pit though. Let's go have a look. Detail stops. Right. Max is here to pit, but Zerotics back up into P2. What a guy. As Arian has to come into pit. Really quite lucky there for Zerotics there, getting the free pit. What a legend. The only driver now who needs to pit is Max and Counterfeit. Yo, what's going on in the game? How you doing, G? My favourite Twitch sub. What a guy. I've got coffee in my system and I want to sleep. Let's go. Yeah, we have a safety car on lap 9. Quite an interesting race so far. Lots of battles. And all up and down the grid. Right, let's have a look at our good friend Muttley on the medium compound tyre, looking to get himself out of Vixel ahead, who's on the hard compound tyre from what my eyes can see. So hopefully quite an easy overtake for Muttley here. As Zerotics and Newman seem to be battling under safety car. I'm not too sure what's going on here. I wouldn't ask. Yeah, really looking quite racy. Newman looking to jump Zrotics. Presumably not very happy about something. I'm sure we'll hear about it, all about it after the race. For the time being, here come Counterfeit comes into pit. Will proceed to tumble down the order. Unfortunately, was quite comfortably sitting in P5. Unfortunately, that is no longer to be as he comes into pit for the medium combat tyres. And there he goes, boy. Let's see where he comes out. It's looking like he's going to come out around P8? P7 maybe? No. P4. That's quite surprising. I thought they'd be quicker through that section. But this has worked quite well for Counterfeit, as Arian is now down in P7. Shortly going to be P6 once Max inevitably pits. But yeah, Arian, net P6 here. Lost a few positions out on that safety car. Love to be the best racing. This man is speaking straight facts. If you haven't heard of DRL, which hopefully you have, it's the best racing league run by yours truly. We have 2 groups. We're pretty sick. We have safety cars. We have fantastic racing. And of course, fantastic drivers. Oh, and on top of that, fantastic commentators. Big Jason there. He's given up. He's retired in the pit lane. He's given up. P18 is not where he wants to be. He'll be back again next week. Which I can't. Oh, that's a good point. I'm going to miss Friday's race. I can't broadcast. Oh no. Not next week. The week afterwards. Anyway, the safety car should only be... This will be the final lap of the safety car, if my calculations are correct. So, we'll see the drivers get away. Most of these front runners are in the medium compound tyre. So, the fight should be quite equal. Although Zerotics has been on these medium tyres a little bit longer than everyone else. But he has put up in P2. Have I ever spoken to you before? If you want. I mean, if you want to come on, you can come on for a bit. We'll see how you do. I wouldn't be against having a guest on. Yeah, why not? Why not? We'll try you out, bruv. We'll try you out. As if you just join any channel, I'll drag you in on the Discord server. I'll get you in here. Welcome to the broadcast. Hello. You're now a co-commentator. You can either... I presume you can spectate. If not, I can live stream a Discord for you.
No, so I can just... I'll load up F1 and then I'll join
Alright,
you.
okay.
Or if you invite me.
Oh, I had to invite you. My bad. Yeah. Let's get you in. Gamer. I have your ID, right? I do. Let's go. Oh, bollocks. Can't invite you. I shall invite you here. How do you can't invite someone who's offline? Let me know when you're on. As the drivers are still going in circles. Count Muttley, seemingly getting past Vixel here, as they've all just slowed down for no reason. But Count Muttley does get P13, so that's quite good for him. Not sure if that was legal. We'll have to look afterwards and actually see what's going on there. But it looks quite suspicious. We'll have to question them. Anyway, Count Muttley, 3 places off getting back up in the points. Finn Lucky, severe collision with Count Muttley. Count Muttley is on a charge, bruv. Man's gone from P14 to P12 under a safety car. What a menace to society. Only 2 positions separate him and him and the points. So let's see what he can do here. Mr. E-Gamer. Right.
Right, bro, my game just does not want to load.
Just get a better game, bruv. What are you doing?
Yeah, I think F1 just needs to get a better game.
Exactly. We should all move to, like, I don't know, Racing Stars. Could I join the VC? I mean, I think me and Aaron have a rule where we're limited to 2. I don't know if you guys. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe another time. Maybe you can come in for like an interview at the next race. Normally we stick to like 2 people. Just I don't know. Out of the highlights sake. Not that they come out very often, but we do try. Right, safety car in this lap.
Game just load.
How fantastic. As Count Miley's been on a charge under the safety car. Quite unusual. Unseen before. Someone overtaking under safety car. It's quite impressive. No idea what happened. No idea how he's done it. But he has done it and he is up into P12. Getting ready to go back on the charge that he was on before. Thomas Vink leads the grid. Previously having a 9-second lead, which has now been replenished. We are now as Zerotics right on his tail. Basically next to him, you could say. Right, here they go. Safety car is in now. Zerotics gets passed under safety car again. That's rather unusual as a counterfeit, as usual, spins. And here we are. Here we go. Newman already alongside Zerotics. Zerotics keeps the inside line though. And can let's see if he can keep his position. Yes, he does. Newman's still behind. Blue flags. You see Arian there. Is that Arian spinning? Arian has a massive snap there. Managed to catch it. Now down in P9. P10, sorry. Both Aston Martins managed to get past. They're going side by side up Eau Rouge, which could go badly. But they did survive. But Zerotics has absolutely bended up Eau Rouge. And that's him down and retired. That puts Kyan back up into P2. Jesse at P3 with Max alongside. But Max is on the older compounder tyre. He's been in these since the start of the race. So Jesse literally shoots past. When highlights coming out, when I can get them done, they're gonna it's been a little bit busy. So hopefully soon. But Jesse is right on Kyan's tail now. Can Kyan keep himself up into P2? As Newman tumbles down the order in P10 with a broken wing. Not a fantastic situation for the Italian. Let's get back on board with Jesse, who seems to be. He's got the pace, but in just certain corners he just drops behind and loses time. Anyway, behind him, Dopey and Max are awfully close. Where's Arian? But Arian's all the way down in P16. Really hasn't worked out in his favour, and this could be a massive shocker to his championship hopes, his championship title. As Thomas Vink is still in P1, going in circles and that. And Arian isn't going in circles as quickly as before. Here's Newman. They were both once in P2 and P3. Now all the way down in P15 and P16. Not exactly gone either of their way today. As Newman will have to very quickly come into the pit box, get himself a fresh pair of tyres and just try his best to get his head down as he looks up. Coming in, as it seems Arian has a wing damage. And Newman crashing on purpose, I swear to God. We'll have a look later on, my friend. We'll have a look. It was looking good before that, though. Anyway, here's Thomas Vink. Light years ahead. Kyan and Jesse once again battling. Jesse has a look down the inside. Can he make a stick? No, doesn't he? Decides it's not worth the risk. I did see a bit of that. Jesse, I mean, it's getting massive, a little bit of a snap there, losing the car. See, lots of people losing it in these exits. Just the tracks kind of slide throughout the whole track, so it's really difficult to keep these cars balanced. Because as soon as the car gets unbalanced, the rear end just snaps out, and the F1 games aren't laser scanned, so it's quite difficult. Not really much going on, despite the midfield here being incredibly close together. Sadar Falla he's having a jolly old time being lapped, but if he's there with them, keeping up the pace, but he is like quite a few laps behind. What a guy. Yeah, he should never be side by side up Eau Rouge. I mean, for Thomas Vink, he could probably win anyway, but oh well, that's unlucky. Sad to time, he's decided he's had enough, and that does mean a safety car though, which is I don't think all the tracks are laser. I only heard some tracks are laser scanned. So I'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to have a look.
Quickly.
Thomas could get a penalty for it. So just if you got it in report it. Smile.
Is it okay if I just restart my PC quickly?
Yeah, fair enough. I don't mind.
Will it take too long?
Chat, coffee's empty. We're mugged off there. Right. Well, this is our second safety car in just a couple of laps. Arian Boy down in P15. I'm sure he's quite delighted to see that safety car. So is Counterfeit, who also spun on that lap. Currently coming up the pits after putting on a fresh pair of medium compact tyres. He was up quite high, but unfortunately just couldn't keep the car going the right way. It's, as they say, it's always good to be unique, be yourself and be original. And Counterfeit is doing that. Well, I mean, he's taking a bit of inspiration from Mazepin, but it's original and unique either way. Alright, saying that, Count Muttley up into P5 after spinning, qualifying P1, really showing his pace, getting, I don't know, he had a crap start, got spun around, went too tight in turn 1, and dropped all the way down to the bottom of the order. Anyway, here he is up in P5, really making the use of a mixture of safety car bugs, and just general getting his head down. Okay, all good. P1, yeah, I know, Muttley P1. Just absolutely binned it on the start, unfortunately. Just didn't drop the clutch in time. A bit of wheel spin. All the drivers kind of crowded around him, and he just couldn't keep it clean around the inside. Anyway, here he is up in P5. His Mercedes teammate in P2. Fantastic job from the both of them today, making Mercedes proud. We had it in him. I've stopped talking. I'm sorry, guys. I'm being too social. Anyway, Eau Rouge. Let's make us stop Eau Rouge. We've seen drivers go side by side, but I believe Zerotics got taken out of Eau Rouge. Eau Rouge is a corner, funny-looking corner. At the top of it is Radion. It's shown stream. I looked away as it happened because I didn't expect someone to crash out Eau Rouge. I thought he'd back out and I was going to come back to you on the Kemmel Street. I came back and you died. So. But Eau Rouge, a lot of famous, quite a major famous overtake up Eau Rouge was Mark Webber, who made it around the outside. But in reality, the guy on the inside did lift out because Eau Rouge has no space for two drivers and it's incredibly unsafe. Granted, in sim racing, if you bin it in the wall, it doesn't hurt as much. Although for them direct drive guys, it does hurt like a bitch. I was playing with Counterfeit, and we were playing Beam and G, and all I could hear when we crashed was, "Oh, it hurts." So yeah, so it's really difficult. It's depending how aggressive they are. And I think Thomas Fink was a little bit desperate there, but it's unlucky. We'll have a look. And we'll see what happens. Personally, I don't think you should go side by side up Eau Rouge unless you've driven with the other driver a lot, and see what how much time can be gained. Not time. If it can be safe, you guys are playing Beam. I love Beam. I have like 400 hours in Beam and G. But yeah, me and Counterfeit were playing BMP. Yeah, it was quite fun. Could be worth doing a DRL event. Anyway, safety car is in. If you guys have an idea of that, I'll be down to do a Beam and P online. It's my favourite game of all time. Just love hopping on that game and just driving. And it's even better when you're driving with someone else. You can take these country roads together. It's just annoying when you're with someone who just forgets what brake pedal is. the main guy I play with, he sucks. He's so bad at the game. And all he does is he refuses to break. Like that man's reset button must have been used so much. Anyway, the safety car is coming to a close, so I better get my head into gear. I think it can. We should. Anyway, here, Thomas Fink. Safety car comes in. Thomas Fink leading the pack. And away we go. Thomas Fink getting a fantastic lead here over Cayenne. Nearly a second already, and it's still yellow. Anyway, here we go. Racing. Count Mali already in the back of Dopey. Looking to take the move here. As Dopey goes a tiny bit defensive. That's yellow flag there as Counterfeit has a bit of a spin there. Tumbles down the order. As Count Mali is right behind Dopey here. Is he going to make a move? Up Eau Rouge and down the Camel Street to see what he can do here. As Dopey is on the soft compound tyre though, so he will have more grip up here. But Count Mali is honestly just absolutely rapid today and is proving that. As he looks down the inside, but there is no space as Dopey's going defensive. Can Count Mali make the move the long way around the outside? Goes much deeper. It's incredibly close between the two. And they're incredibly dangerous. Dopey goes off the track just to make sure he can survive. And Count Mali has put himself up into P4. What a guy. Dopey looking to gain as much space there as possible, but Lukadude is right on his tail, so he has to be careful what he does here. But Dopey on the soft compound tyres will get better track now, all the corners here. Anyway, here's Jesse hunting down Cayenne here, looking further down the grid. Vixel and Newman having a bit of a duel here. Newman getting past Stan. Aryan Boy also looking to make a move here as well. Now looking to make the long way around the outside of Stan here. As Stan spins, as he just is a bit over ambitious, you could say. Anyway, Aryan Boy up into P11 after having a bit of a shocking start under the safety car, along with quite a few others. Newman back in the points. What a G. Vixel chilling in P9. No penalties as well. So that's good for him. Going off track here and on the hard compound tyres. Goes defensive, but Newman is so much later in the brakes there and makes it the long way around the outside. And has got himself up ahead. Anyway, just headed Newman now is Niels. His next target, his next prey. He's about to pounce on it. Landon comes into the pits. Presumably because of wing damage. Here's Jesse. Coming out the Camel Straight opens. No DRS is not enabled yet, but he's already ahead of Cayenne, even before the end of the straight, and that's Jesse up into P2. Anyway, here we see Dopey with Lukadude on his tail. Dopey is on the soft compound tyre, but I do remember saying that he didn't really have a setup for this track, so I'm quite worried about it. I'm quite impressed that he manages to get himself up here after having quite a shocking qualifying session. It's quite a good performance from him. What a G. The Aryan Boy has put himself up into P10, back in the points. Grabbing himself that one championship point. And needs to get himself further up though to try and stretch his championship lead even further. As the Newman here is right up in Neil's business. As that is a yellow flag for the Ferrari driver of Stan, I believe. Who has absolutely binned it coming out of Pouillon. Now here we go, Newman, much quicker than Niels here. Looks to make a move around the inside, now outside. Can he make a stick? This is very reminiscent of Max Verstappen's move on NASA. Niels doesn't leave any room, any free ground for Newman here. Maybe a little bit too aggressive there. As Newman manages to keep it stick, as he is just more powerful. And as he manages to make a move, is he going to keep it stuck around the outside? As Niels does look, but Newman absolutely shuts the door. Obviously is not happy about that prior move. Catches Aryan off guard here, as he is now side by side by Niels, but does the right thing and backs down. There's no point dying up Eau Rouge. And here comes Aryan now, presumably going to be more quick here, but Niels has got a much better run up Eau Rouge here. As Newman is going defensive from Niels here. Niels looks to make a move up the inside, but Newman's moving quite a lot. I'm not too sure, and Niels is ahead, but Newman, as usual, gets fantastic cornering speed. These two side by side fighting incredibly aggressively. We're just watching from Arian's onboard, having a great time, but Max out of absolutely nowhere, sent down the inside of Arian and side by side with Newman. And Newman gets a massive snap of oversteer into the side of Max and spins. He's not very happy with his contact with Max there, and that puts him down into P12. That was a fantastic move from Max there, obviously caught Newman completely off guard. And leaves Niels safely in P8. Which is good for him anyway. Here's Count Muttley here, right behind his teammate. Will he go past him? Will there be hard feelings he is too? But Count Muttley obviously quicker here. Is he going to make the move on this straight as Kyan, his teammate, what a G, lets him past. Obviously some good teamship here. Kyan, very supportful of his teammate who had proved his pace and is now back up into the podium positions and is now getting ready to hunt Jesse. Who is on quite old tyres now. Count Muttley on much fresher tyres here, currently running a 2-stop. After pitting incredibly early, utilising the safety car a bit too much to get himself up the order. And here we go, he's now got to gain 2 seconds to get up to Jesse. Let's see what he can do as Arian Boy gets past Neil. Both Arian Boy and Max get past Niels in the same corner. Let's see if Arian Boy can get himself up to Max now, since he has 2 full points now, as Max completely cuts the corner over the crest there, but he's going to give Arian a fantastic chance. He opens up the DRS. Will he look to make a move down the inside? As he looks left, he looks right, as Niels joins here as well. They're going to be 3 wide coming into this section, as Arian stays ahead. Niels also makes the move, nearly going right up Arian's bottom there. But they do manage to keep it clean somehow. What a fantastic battle from these two. Counter again the fastest lap. After once again, he just wants to check what was behind him, that's all. Anyway, Niels is putting quite a good fight up here, side by side into Purion. Let's see if he can make it stick as they bang wheels. Can Arian keep it clean? But no, that's a massive crash from Niels there, as he just doesn't have any cornering space and goes straight into the wall, incredibly reminiscent of Antonio Giovanazzi's crash at Purion. And it's going to be a safety car, as Niels is completely crashed out of there. No chance of surviving that one. An incredibly high-speed shot from him. And that is his race over, as the AI of Finlucky zooms past. Anyway, that is fantastic for Max there, who has made a very large gap ahead of Arian here. Look on the onboard of Count Muttley here, as he sees Jesse in the distance. Slowly closing that gap down bit by bit. A lot to talk about there. Who should we have a look at? What's going on really? There's Luca Dude and Dopey are fine. I missed this. I missed this. Dopey right on Luca Dude's tail here after getting over to him. Not very happy about that one. Dopey on the soft compound tyre. Gets a better run up Eau Rouge. Opens the DRS. Has the line down the outside. Let's see. He's going to be ahead before the corner. As Luca Dude is going to have to be incredibly patient here and getting back that position later on. Fantastic battle from these two. Dopey keeping it ahead, keeping it clean up in P5 despite his setup struggles and practice on the track. Making that Haas really go quite quickly. That is a 3-second time penalty for Jesse there. That's going to be a bit of an issue for him, as Count Muttley is in his 3-second range at the moment. Count Muttley still gaining, but these two's pace seems to be right side by side as there's 2 laps to go. Thomas Fink basically guaranteed the win today. Fantastic drive from him so far. All he has to do now is just keep it clean and nurse it home. Or get it home. He's not nursing out. He is letting that beast roar. Anyway, Kyan leaving a bit of space from his teammate, making his teammate feel nice and cozy. Newman unfortunately got my snap of oversteer and unfortunately spun. Fighting with the other McLaren of London now. Really obviously not got that motivation to fight as hard as he was before, as he now is completely out of the points. Probably completely ruining his championship hopes so far. Just incredibly unlucky so far. He gets a bit of a wobble there. Dopey and Luca continuing their battle here as they go around turn 1, but Dopey has so much better traction on them softer compound tyres. There they go, up Eau Rouge like drivers, still going in circles and they're going forward. Luca does have the DRS just But no, he does have the DRS. But Dopey really is just too quick through that section. There's not much Luca can do here, as he does close up a little bit in the braking zone. But once again, Dopey just with better traction on them soft compound tyres. They can fit 3-second time penalty. Anyway, Count Muttley basically confirmed himself P2 after the fantastic recovery drive there, making the most of his brilliant pace today, and making the most of the 2 safety cars, getting himself in them fresh mediums, to giving himself that pace to jump the drivers of the restart, which really worked to his favour. Jesse, another driver who really did his best, running on these now quite worn tyres to the end. Not sure if he'll be able to hold on to P2. He'll have to put an absolute shocker, absolute fantastic lap here to make it stick, as he is just about 5 seconds, 5/10 into that zone. Anyway, Arian Boy and Vixel currently battling here. Arian in P10 with Bam right behind, who qualified P20. Arian Boy losing out on a lot of points today. Championship leader and league man. Anyway, Jesse comes into pit. Absolutely no idea why he's done this. Quite an unusual turns of strategy here, going onto the soft compound tyres. It looks like he had wing. No, I have no idea why he's come to pit. We're not going to ask. That does put Count Muttley up into P2 on track. That also puts Kyan up into P3. Which he didn't have access to before. He now does. This is going to be a Mercedes first ever 2-3 across both tiers. Newman DNFs crashed out the race, leaving us only 15 drivers left. This has been a fantastic performance of both Kyan and Count Muttley today. As usual, Thomas Fink doing an excellent job. Arian just being unlucky today. I forgot that. Yeah, should have gone on the hards. He should have done an Alex Albon, you know. And he could have. And the Red Bull pit box is too far down. Anyway, Jesse is down there in P6, still getting some decent points today. Anyway, here comes Thomas Vink down the final straight. Just a couple more corners to go before he takes his 3rd race win. Unbelievable. Here he goes. He's going in a straight line. What a G. Here he goes. He's getting a bit wet. Starting to rain. Classic Spa-Francorchamps. Starting to rain as the race closes out. Thomas Vink comes across the line to take. He wins at Spa. What a G. Taking it nice and easy over the line, celebrating his completely dominant victory here. Count Muttley after with a fantastic qualifying session, finishing P2, and Mercedes, his Mercedes teammate just behind in P3, and that is a 2-3 for the Mercedes. Unfortunately, and then a Haas up in P4. Fantastic drive from Dopey. Luke Dude finished out in P5. Jesse with an unfortunate strategy, unfortunately having to concede positions, pitting in for a fresh set of tyres. Vixel P7 in the Ferrari, one of his best performances in a while. Cortez P8, Max P9, and unlucky from Arian here, just not having a good race here. Just really wasn't what he would have wanted today. Finishing P10, only grabbing 1 point. Just really going to close the gap between him and Thomas Vink here. And definitely not what he wanted. Fantastic drive, Dopey. I was quite impressed. Another driver who also did the same as you was Count Muttley. Not to bring up my win, but very similar to emulating my win at Baku, from the back of the grid to the front. Well done, guys. I'm glad you learned from your hero. Anyway, is Stan still yet to come across the line? Here we go, guys. I want a round of applause for Stan. Nearly a lap behind, but he is going to finish the race like a true champ. It may be about winning, but it's also about finishing as well. And he is in P15, so he's not technically last. As we've had a lot of DNFs today. And here he comes across the line in the wet, soggy weather of Spa-Francorchamps. Nearly spins, but catches it just about. And he comes across the line to take P15 and finish off the DRL Tier A Belgian Grand Prix. Well done, everybody. Fantastic drive from both Mercedes drivers. Dopey, our driver of the day today, with a very commanding drive after having a pretty devastating qualifying. Came from the back of the grid. And I'm going to say that there. Anyway, Thomas Fink with a completely commanding lead. Nobody could be anywhere near him today. Kamali did qualify on pole. I definitely had the pace to be up there with Thomas Fink. But just, I'm not sure, confidence, whatever. But did drop down quite far. And but managed to really put it back, making use of the safety cars, getting him to P2. Kyan being the great teammate, letting him pass, seeing his pace, and really showing quite a bright future for the Mercedes there. Counterfeit was quite high up with the fastest lap. Unfortunately, he just wanted to see who was behind him. He was a little bit nervous. That's all. We respect it, guys. Well done, Vixel. P7 is quite a good performance. I would have been impressed with that. Well done. Anyway, chat. Race is over. I might stream on my second channel, you know? Do a little bit of a short stream for you guys. Show everybody what's going on. Anyway, how are we all doing, chat? I think it was a good race from everybody today. Saw some great battles from all of you. And I would have been pretty chuffed if I was someone in that race. Good job, guys. Fantastic race. And really making the most of a weekend that will only have one race, as the Championships League finals on tomorrow. Quite exciting. Liverpool versus Real Madrid. Let's see who can win that. And now I'm beginning to sound like Sky. Let's go. Talking about the football right after the race. Anyway, chat. I might be off. I guess I could consider streaming on my second channel, on my channel. But if you guys want that, I'm gonna do some races on my second channel. Or I could plug in my wheel and play some BeamNG Drive. Oh, I'm conflicted because I haven't played games all week really. What are we thinking? Anybody with any suggestions? Never mind. Well, I'm probably going to be off track. Gonna go make myself busy, make myself scarce. Have a good day, my friends. And I'll see you all in a bit. You are, man. Yeah, I might be streaming on my second channel. Keep an eye out on twitch.tv/. No interviews. Oh, I nearly forgot, bruv. Chat. Who wants an interview? I'm gonna drag in Zerotics. Here's our interview. So, hello, Zerotics. Interview. What happened?
What happened? We already talked about 1 minute ago, and I heard that it really looked like he was like on 1.5 half car length behind me, and then he absolutely didn't back off, so he absolutely sent me to the wall because I just turned in, you know.
So game bad. That's what we're taking from that.
I just say bad driver. I know he's pissed, but the rule is I drove so I could overtake him, and then he overtook me again, and then I knew that he need to give me the position because I overtook him. And then he was mad about it, tried to like pretend to dive bomb me on the safety car, and then bumped into me at the restart.
I saw that. That was pretty messy.
And didn't understand why he was always driving so close. Yeah.
Well,
Can't do anything.
I'm gonna go see Thomas Fink's POV now.
Yeah.
Thomas, hello. Interviews and that. What was your perspective on that little bit of a tangle with Zerotics?
What lap?
The one where he got binned in the wall, bruv. The only time you were racing another driver. After the safety car restart.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that Newman got overtaken by the Red Bull. He was not happy, so I muted him. And then I saw they went into the wall. I thought, oh, Newman must be not very happy with him. So, and then I tried to set the fastest lap. It worked, and then my teammate took it, but that's fine. And then I just wanted to save my tires, 1.5 second delta to my lap, and then I saw that yes, it was catching up, so I needed to drive a little bit quicker, and then at the end he needed a pit for the second time because he didn't use 2 tire sets, I guess, because he went medium, and then I won it. And Newman, my start was okay, but the Mercedes was not good.
Oh, very nice. He dropped all the way down to P16 after that.
I think he tangled with Newman, and he
Yeah, there
got
wasn't
into
enough
the back
space
of
on the
Newman,
inside. Yeah.
and then he hit the inside wall, and then it was done.
You have no
At the
idea.
end, still P2 for him, so that's
Yeah.
good.
Do you have no idea why he got such a crap start?
Yeah, he, with practicing with him yesterday was not good with starts, so
Ah, I see.
you need to work on that. But
Yeah.
overall, he's very quick.
Yeah. I'm loving the inside, G. Thank you. Have a good day. Oh, I've just got him in as he's deafened. Guys. So Newman bad. Yeah, Newman bad, guys. No, we love him. Our favourite Italian. Cal Marley, what's going on, G?
Hey, man.
It was a fantastic qualifying, but not such a good start. What happened there, G?
Yeah, I got a bit of wheel spin off the line. Wasn't that great? And I was more focused on the car on my left, and Newman just hit the brakes into turn 1 slightly earlier than I thought he would. And I went up his ass and broke my front wing. Ended up P17 at the end of the first lap.
But despite that, you were showing your pace with constant purple sectors. But
Yeah, I felt pretty good. I wasn't sure that I would have pace enough to catch up to the front, at very least not without a safety car, but we got 2, so lucky me. But I was kind of hopeful I would get into the points, and I wanted to show my pace straight away. And after watching Thomas take, what was it, 3 purple laps in a row that I then took it from him, that was that was nice, but yeah, not at his pace, but it's pretty damn good.
So under the safety car, I only saw glimpses of it, but I just saw you going up the order. What was going on there?
Well, first the McLaren of Nils behind me, he just sped past me. I don't know why. It looked a bit deliberate, but I don't know why he did it. So I throttled up to get past him again. By doing that, we both ended up overtaking the Ferrari.
Yep.
And by that point, for some reason, the game said, well, I'm in front of the Ferrari now. I hit the brakes to let him go past, but then it said pass the Ferrari. Okay, so I don't want a penalty, so of course I'm going to do that, but I don't know. The game kind of fucked it up.
Yeah, as usual.
Yeah, and it is known to do that, but I yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but I was not the one to instigate that little incident. It was just unfortunate.
And then it happened again with the Haas driver. All I saw was the contact penalty. What happened there as well?
Contact?
Well, yeah, you got a 5-second penalty. He did for contact with you. Finn Lucky it was.
Finn Lucky?
Yeah, when apparently you got passed on the safety car and there was like contact. So it was right after you got past Vixel, later on in the lap. You went from P13 to P12, I believe. And it said
I'm not entirely sure when that happened.
It was this.
Wait,
it was
was
this,
that
it was the same. It was
car that spun out of Rouge and Radion?
Oh, I have no idea what happened, but it was the
Right at
same
the
lap
top.
you got past Vixel.
I don't know what happened then. Kind of confused. So, because of that little incident with the Ferrari and McLaren, I was a bit behind everyone. I don't know where the Haas was. I'm drawing a blank here.
Oh no! Well, yeah. Well, on the same like time you got past Vixel, gap behind, and then when you close back up, I just saw you go past. I saw a penalty for Finn Lucky for serious collision with Count Lee, and then you went past him.
Well, it was probably karma because he blocked me a bit in qualifying. So, but I don't know.
That's it. Game declares you as the better driver.
Yeah, this race at least.
So are we going to see more Count Muttley podiums and P1s in qualifying in future races?
I'm not a very strong qualifier, and I only think I got pole because Thomas crashed out. I do think he would have beaten my time. But that time was the best that I could do overall, which is probably the first time this league that has happened.
And
But I don't think any more poles from me, but I'm happy I got at least one.
Yeah,
And I will continue to fight for podiums, of course, but
you're
never know.
You're pretty quick in Austria as well in qualifying. Like you start off slow and then you see your time improving, so it's quite impressive.
Yeah.
Well done.
Sometimes goes my way.
It seems to be going your way quite a lot, man.
I wouldn't say that. I crashed out in Austria.
Yeah, rain, bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you, man.
Maybe next race I won't lose a front wing. And well,
That's
actually,
always
race
a
to the front
vital
from the
part of
beginning.
racing. So yeah. Anyway, thank you, man. I can't be asked for any more interviews. So that's all Twitch chat gets. Thank you. Good race.
Thank you.
All right, chat. I'm gonna go leave you all. I might go stream my own channel. Go have a good time. All of you can join as well. So I'm gonna go change my Twitch key. I know. Can I raid myself / raid Defo Kai? Okay, chat. I'll see you guys.